Good evening and welcome to Thursday's Midlands Today from the BBC. Tonight, hailed as martyrs for protecting their community, that's how 3 young men killed during last week's riots were remembered at their funerals today.
The funerals were held at a park close to where Haroon Jahan and brothers Shahzad Ali and Abdul Musavir were mown down in a hit-and-run last Wednesday. Around 20,000 mourners gathered to hear prayers and tributes to the men, with people from all religions joining the Muslim ceremony.
Our reporter Kath Mackey was at the service and joins us now. So Kath, thousands of people there, incredible scenes.
It was pretty amazing, Suzanne, and people just kept coming over the course of about 2 hours. Now, they were predominantly Muslim, but there were many people here from different cultural and ethnic backgrounds, and they'd all come to offer their condolences. The coffins of Haroon Jahan, Shahzad Ali and Abdul Musavir slowly made their way into Summerfield Park in Birmingham, where thousands upon thousands of mourners poured in to pay their respects.
I think it's amazing. I think it shows that not just in Birmingham but across the country, the feeling that people have for the families lost and what they've been through.
I came from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, just 2 days ago.
You came here for this funeral?
Just for a funeral only, yeah.
Why did you come here for that?
I also sad by hearing this incident actually over there.
As the prayers rang out, Tariq Jahan, the father of Haroon, who's been widely praised for his continued appeals for calm, welcomed mourners to the funeral of his son and his 2 friends as it began in a park where they played as children.
Words are too little to express the sorrow and pain felt by our household during the past week, and we are still very much in shock. Part of us says that we would not wish anyone else to be killed like our boys were killed.
Haroon Jahan and brothers Shahzad Ali and Abdul Musavir died as they tried to protect shops from looters during riots in Winson Green last week. All 3 were hit by a car. Police were here in numbers but remained unobtrusive. The crowd here has been told that the last 8 days have been amongst the saddest and most difficult of times, but all the communities across Birmingham have been praised for rallying together as one.
We've seen the Handsworth riots twice, we've seen the Lozells only 4 years ago, but we've always come together as a community and communities and move forward.
Allahu Akbar.
Many here took comfort from the huge show of support. An estimated 20,000 people showed up.
I never expected this many people. It's just a sad day.
And I'm very proud of actually the ceremony that's taken place today, both as someone who lives in Birmingham and as someone who's a Muslim, in terms of the dignified response that everyone, not just Muslims, but the vast majority of people have shown.
As the prayers ended, the 3 coffins were taken away for a private family burial. Well, with me now is Amir Karim, who's a local youth worker. Amir, 20,000 people here today. Did anyone expect to see anything like this?
You know, I'm not shocked. I'm proud of our city and the good people of Birmingham that came out today. But I didn't expect the numbers to be as huge as they were. I think Birmingham has responded to this tragic and cowardly act with such dignity and strength in terms of its numbers that we should all be proud as a nation, in fact.
We've said already Tariq Jahan has been praised from everyone from the Prime Minister down for his words to stay calm, but you work with the youngsters. Are they taking on board what he's saying?
I mean, from the ground, let me assure you that it was going to go off. It was ready to go. His words, in my mind's eye, and I think in many people who know the city of Birmingham, saved lives without doubt. We came here today, we brought young people who wanted to be here, to serve as a lasting memory, to be part of this day. From different, from our project, we have black young people, white young people, Asian young people who all attended. One of them even fasted today, who wasn't even a Muslim, just to show that solidarity. And that, again, gives me a lot of hope in our generation in terms of how they respond to those words. And hopefully the future will be bright as well.
Amir, thanks very much. You can probably see and hear behind me, they're dismantling the stage here, getting this park back to normal, and many people will be hoping that now the funerals are over, Birmingham too will return to normality. Back to you.
OK, yeah, thanks very much indeed for that.
But it wasn't just in Summerfield Park that the community came together to remember the three men. Shops closed along Dudley Road in Winson Green as people took time to pay their respects. Our correspondent Peter Wilson has spent the day there. Peter.
Well, tonight, Birmingham City Council have set up an online book of remembrance where you can log in and make your own comments. The sea of bouquets here has been added to because wreaths from the cortege has been placed here. People are standing quietly, again, showing their sign of respect to the three dead men. And this shrine seems to be of significance, not just to Birmingham, but for the whole country, perhaps even the whole world. A sign that peace and goodwill can prevail over greed and violence. All sections of the community, all shades, all religions. People came here to pay their respects, to lay fresh flowers, to pause and spend a moment in contemplation.
It's a loss that, you know, you accept but you never get over, so it is tragic.
I know the whole of the UK is grieving for this.
8 days ago, 3 young men lost their lives here on the Dudley Road in Winson Green. As the riots raged, they were allegedly defending their community and local businesses. Mudassar Hussain knew all 3, and every day he sat and tended the mounting tributes outside the petrol station, unwilling to leave the place where his friends died.
There's really good people, all these people around there that know about that, and trying to look after this area, and them 3 came around to look after it too. That's it, man.
Businesses were already shutting up shop hours before the funerals. A local community centre brought down its shutters as people hurried away to pay their respects.
It's a good thing that we are closing as a mark of respect to the 3 guys who died, and it's actually supporting what's going on in the community at the moment. And it's not a race-related thing. It goes back to, it's a more deep-rooted problem than that, rather than the race-related thing. And it's good that all the communities have come together.
As a result of their deaths, wise heads prevailed over hot heads, and the flames of the rioting died down in Birmingham. As with the murders of the 2 teenage girls in the New Year's shootings in 2003, the killing of these 3 young men seems to have been a significant moment when Birmingham held its breath and stepped back from the brink. 9-year-old Adil is Haroon's cousin. He told me that this was a sad but also a proud day for his family. As people hurried off to the ceremony in the park, one man, a friend of the dead men, spoke to me.
It's hard, but the family friends are with them to keep them comfort, help them to get through the very difficult time, and just thank everybody for their support.
Tonight, as the cortege drove past the makeshift shrine, the family stopped to salute Haroon and the 2 brothers who perished here.
And Peter, the funeral has now happened. Now, as the months and years go on, do you think these men will be remembered by the local community, or will memories fade?
Well, these young men here are actually bringing water. They're trying to keep these flowers alive. Of course, the flowers and the cards will wilt, but I think the extraordinary scenes that have happened in Birmingham will reverberate around the country, and even people from the highest places in this country will be taking notice of what's happened here today.
The death of 3 men was always going to have a big impact. Why do you think it was so significant?
I think it was so significant because of the words of Haroon Jahan's father, Tariq. And I think we often underestimate the power of speech. Now, when that man said, "I've lost my son, but I don't want any more violence, I want the riots to stop," people listened. And I think that the quiet dignity of that father has been appreciated not just in this country but around the whole world. And the impact of that man has really been priceless, what he's maintained. He's maintained the peace in the city of Birmingham.
Peter Wilson, thank you.
Well, earlier today, a 30-year-old man from Birmingham appeared in court charged with the 3 men's murders. Ian Beckford is the 4th man to be charged.
And tomorrow morning, retailers and traders in West Bromwich are to hold a 2-minute silence at 11 o'clock as a mark of respect to the men.
Well, let's catch up with the rest of the day's news now.